call this the drive home from work. I'm sitting up here taking in all this advertising and big news about the opioid epidemic, where all these white kids are ODing on heroin and opioids, painkillers, and it's just astonished me, man, how all of a sudden when an epidemic start killing Caucasian youth and start taking their lives and ruining their lives, that it's an epidemic. But the whole time throughout the 80s, when the crack was the thing, and the U.S. government was arresting young African American individuals and throwing away the key for them being sick, the same type of deal. They were sick on crack cocaine that the government actually put in the neighborhoods. It's documented evidence that they put crack cocaine into the black neighborhoods. We ain't got no planes, no boats to get it in here. And it's just amazing that all of a sudden Donald Trump wanna call himself, it's a good gesture for him to want to help save lives. I have nothing against humanity and saving lives and everything, but it's just the hypocrisy, man, that they're gonna have saved the whole. They're trying to detour a whole lot of young white people from going to jail with possession of a controlled substance, and a lot of brothers to this day are in jail because of the same situation. Now, how can you actually justify that? And the whole thing is that it's white privilege. I hate to keep harboring on this white thing, man, but when will we be awakened as a people, man, and see that everything that's happening in society always go against the African American. I think we need to call ourselves black Americans, because we have no connection with Africa other than we were, that we got the genetic code because we're dark skin, but our experience is here in America. Every time something, we fight and gather and achieve some type of victory over here for civil rights and all type of little come ups for blacks. Other minority groups hijack it and take it, and we're left with the crumbs of it. But it just gets to me, man. Every time I sit up here and think, man, all I grew up primarily in the 80s, man. I experienced the drug culture then, and how police was just taking brothers' lives and throwing away the key and separating families, not wanting to help. Nobody ain't say, well, this is a sickness. We're gonna put these people, in some type of program to get them off of drugs. No, they looked at it as an opportunity, man, just to fill up the prisons. And coincidentally, that's when Bill Clinton had the 3 strikes and you're out, and was filling up the jails with African American youth. That's where all our soldiers are. That's where all our warriors are. That's where all the future fathers are. There's a systematic plan to control the population of African American men in society, and we still don't get it. That they don't want us here. They have no use for the African American male no more. They love our women. You can tell by that, because all the mulatto and all the mixed race human beings that we have in America. At one point in America, man, they had over 600,000 babies that were made by slave owners in America. And the number one murderer was the slave owner's wife, because she would go up in there and kill the newborn baby because she was so jealous of her husband having more babies with the slave than with her. And there's so many documented stories of like Thomas Jefferson had a slave that he kept having babies with her for a few decades, man. Not she had no right over her own body and all that. And this gets to me that nobody never addresses, you know, those situations. You know, the lynchings. You know, most of those, most of these old white folks walking around here in society, man, looking all decrepit and everything, or in their 60s. Every time they get on the elevator, they jump and all this kind of stuff. A lot of them was a witness, or they know, or they was 2 or 3 degrees from somebody that witnessed lynchings and all that horrific stuff that we had to go through, man. You know, and we sitting around here like nothing ever happened. You know, we never got an apology from slavery. We never got an apology for why they did what they did, because they don't want to look bad in their ancestors or their relatives' sight. If they knew Grandpa was somebody that would be a part of the lynch mob, going up in somebody's house, grabbing some innocent 9 times out of 10 man and lynching him just off of hate, or the documented proof that after church they used to have picnics, pick a nigga to hang. That's what picnics basically mean. A lot of people don't even know to this day why we they named it picnic. Picnic is short for pick a nigga to hang. And a lot of people don't even get that, man. You know, you got to know your surroundings, man. You know, I'm not. I hate to harbor it, man. But the more you know about your history, the more you know about what all kind of sacrifice that your ancestors had to pay for you to even be here. It's just remarkable, man, that a lot of us are just sellouts, or just sellouts to to what's going on. You know, cut each other's throats for what? Had no unity. That's why we can't overcome the obstacle of poverty, of depression, of unity. Man, it made me cry one day. I went inside of an Oriental store, man, and on the backside of the store they had an Asian family, man, and they had like 3 generations sitting at one table eating one meal with chopsticks, man. They all was just laughing, and the first thing that hit me was that these people genuinely love each other. You know, it was from the grandmother to I guess the daughter to the kids, and it just struck me that you hardly ever see that in black society these days. I remember growing up, living in the St. Thomas Project, man, and seeing, black men at the head of their table, just being, the head of the house. I witnessed that, but that's like that's rare. That is very rare to see that, but it just shows me the distance and how far behind we are as a people, man. Ever since they took the men out the households in the 50s, and they told a black woman that you don't need no man. Okay, you don't need no man. They took away a man's means of taking care of his family. They degraded him. Then they dumped drugs into the neighborhood, and told a black woman she don't need the man. I'll take care. I'll give you welfare. I'll give you food stamps. And they know that if you break up the black family, that's their strength. You take the man out the household, the black woman has no leader. That's why the churches are packed with black women, because they gravitate toward a confident voice. And most pastors have confidence when they're on that pulpit. A lot of them are ex-pimps. They used to run women. They're just good articulators, and when women are starving for being told something that resonates with their nature, but I hate that. I'm all over the place. I'm jumping all over the place, man. But I just want y'all to stay woke, man, because start reading stuff and learning stuff for yourself, because a lot of people running around here like ostriches. We got our head in the ground. We don't want to see real for what real is, and and we just think if we just ignore it, that they'll ignore it. When all the time, every time you step out in society, man, you got a history. Your skin has a story to tell every time you walk out into this world. And you got to realize, man, your black skin is like a badge of honor. Don't be embarrassed of it. Don't be shy to speak your